All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Berlin Board of Education meeting on Monday, July 17th. We're going to call this meeting to order at 6:01 p.m. We're going to begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so this is a special meeting this evening. So we don't have all the items on the agenda that we typically do, and it's going to be pretty quick. I will turn it over to the superintendent for correspondence to the board.
Thank you. I have a correspondence from Tom and Donna Francolino. Thank you so much for showing kindness and sympathy during these difficult times. We appreciate all the support all of you given us. Your thoughtfulness will always be remembered. Tom and Donna's an aide, and Tom is the ISS at McGee. And then from our veteran that we awarded a honorary diploma to, our World War II veteran. Your kindness made a difference. From the Sapple family. Can't thank you enough for my father, his high school diploma. It was a surprise to him. So I was telling him for an hour and a half before. He was so happy that I can call Debbie and arrange this, and it came together. Blessed my cousins were there and able to share the moment with Uncle Johnny. Dad is so proud of his diploma.
All right, thank you. Any other correspondence to the board? All right, so we have a retirement for our district data specialist, Laura Curtis. Do we have a motion for consideration?
I move that the board accept the retirement of Laura Curtis, district data specialist, effective December 30th, 2023, and also to thank her for the 11.5 years of service she has provided to the Berlin Public Schools and wish her good health and happiness in her retirement years.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion by Carrie, second by Adam. Would you like to add anything, or is there any discussion?
Tough shoes to fill.
Just everyone knows Laura is responsible for most of the state reporting. Also, every system that we have currently in the district, other than Atlas, Rubicon, which holds our curriculum, Laura has brought into the district in the last 11 years. So Laura's role is pivotal throughout the district and important. And as Adam said, it will be difficult shoes to fill. Laura is a wealth of knowledge and handles things in a very calm fashion and just gets the job done. She's someone you can reach out to no matter what day, and she takes care of things. So Laura originally put in the date that you have here, and then when I met with her a few weeks ago, she said, I think it has to be September 1st. And I said, no, Laura, that's way too early to work with you. Please don't do that to us. And so the next day she called me back and said, I thought about it. I talked to my husband, and I'm going to stick to my original date, Brian. So, we're happy to have Laura that time. But we plan to post and have some overlap. And if we're able to let Laura change her date at some point, and we have someone that's ready to go, then we might want to do that. We'll bring that back to you.
Any other discussion? Very well. We thank her for her time and wish her best of luck. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Okay, the vote carries 8-0, and Peter voted online. Moving on to the consent agenda. Do we have a motion for consideration?
Move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Do we have a second? Second. All those in favor? Oh, I'm sorry. Any discussion? I'm just moving along. Any discussion on the consent agenda? Everything has been added in Schoology. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? All right, carries 8-0. I'm so sorry. I skipped item 3. I went right to. I apologize to everyone for that. Is there anything we need to do to fix that with Robert's rules? No. Okay. Okay, we're going back to item 3. That was not intentional. I just had my agenda zoomed in. Okay. Do we have a motion? So item 3 on the agenda is to appoint the Berlin High School assistant principal. Do we have a motion for consideration?
I'll move that the Board of Education appoint Karen Daypray to the position of assistant principal of Berlin High School with an effective date of August 1, 2023.
Do we have a second? Motion by Adam, second by Gina. And now we can open it up for discussion. Would you like to talk about the interview process a little bit?
Sure. The interview process, we had over 121 applicants for the position. Katie and Brian, Katie Amenta, the new principal, as well as Brian Testerot, the assistant principal, screened the candidates. We had about 35 viable candidates that were then screened down to 17 that were in the first round. These were 15-minute interviews with a committee consisting of teachers, parent reps, and board members, as well as the administration, building administration. The second interview round went from 17 to 5, which were full interviews, again, having administration, board members, and teachers on that committee. From there, we went to a third round, which was just with the principal Amenta, and then the fourth round with myself, fifth round with administrative council, and then the final concluding round was with the board this evening. I think that based on the interview process, that there was strong support through Karen throughout, as well as the first and second round, where Karen emerged as the finalist. So I think it was a thorough process.
Any other discussion? Well, we just had the final interview right before the board meeting, and I know all the board members were able to ask questions. And yeah, anyone else want to add anything? Okay, let's move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Peter voted online. Opposed? Okay, the vote is 8-0. Congratulations, Karen. Sorry for skipping over that, making you guys all sweat it out. It was not intentional. All right. Moving on to the last item, the tech school transportation. Ashley Dorsey is going to give a quick update on how the district is going to be addressing transportation.
Oh,
hello.
So we would like to reinstate the centralized group stop for our tech school students. This year we saw an increase in the number of students going from the 8th grade to, instead of going to BHS, they withdrew and they are going to tech schools. We're currently transporting to 6 different types of tech school transportation, which is much more than any other school district in this general area. So we have 29 vans in fleet right now, and we need to prioritize that for students who attend Berlin Public Schools, have IEPs and 504s. A centralized group stop will allow us to do that. We have had this done in the past. We kind of moved away from it probably over the last maybe 8 years, probably. We're proposing that Willard Elementary School be the centralized location for the pickup and drop off, which would mean parents would have to get their kids to Willard for the bus drop off and pickup times. It's not anything out of the ordinary. It's how we run it right now is a little more accommodating to our parents. But again, we have issues with fulfilling our specialized transportation needs, and that is our priority for our vans. Centralized group stops will also allow us to use buses instead of vans, and that's another cost-saving issue for us too.
Right.
Any further questions?
Any other questions?
I was just going to make a comment. I mean, obviously, prioritizing the students in Berlin has got to be primary. And quite frankly, I always thought that there was a centralized pickup and drop off. I didn't realize that we were going closer to home, so I've got no issue with that.
I just have a question. You said we are transporting to about 6 locations. How many students are?
We have 30 kids enrolled in the tech school programs. Our office assistant is also working to see what programs the kids are enrolled in, to see if there's something that maybe we could attract them to Berlin High instead of the tech school programs, if we have something similar that we offer. And I know curriculum is also working with the counseling service over there, counseling department over at BHS as well. Sure.
Is it our obligation to ensure that these students are transported to these technical schools? Just for clarification, they're not going to Berlin High. They're deciding to go to a vocational school, but we're going to transport them there.
Yes. So for tech schools, we do have to offer some method of transportation. Full disclosure, we do not have to transport to the number of tech schools that we do. We could choose one or two. I've seen that in many districts where they choose, this is the tech school we transport to, and your child can go there, or you have to provide transportation to the other schools. We've also seen districts that give the $6,000 stipend to parents and don't transport students to and from tech schools at all. They say, this is it, you get $6,000, it's your responsibility, and that is what we've also seen in some districts.
6,000. I'll drive him.
Load them up.
Couple those together.
Any other questions? Did that answer?
Yes, thank you.
Anything else?
The main thing is we wanted to know that if parents or in the community ask you questions, that you're aware that we're sending out a letter telling them that there'll be a group stop effective this year. So,
And no action needs to be taken by the board.
no.
Right. Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you.
All right. We have one last item on our agenda.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a second. Second by Matt. Sorry, I saw Matt first. Motion by Adam, second by Matt. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Peter, did you vote?
Aye.
Okay, 8-0. The meeting is adjourned at 6:12 p.m. Thank you, and congratulations again to Karen.
Yeah, I know.